Hello, I'm Shakuntala Santharan in Kuala Lumpur with the top stories on Al Jazeera. Kyrgyzstan's government says at least 114 people have been killed and 1,400 injured in 3 days of clashes in the south of the country. Neighboring Uzbekistan says 75,000 ethnic Uzbek refugees have crossed into the country after fleeing the attacks from ethnic Kyrgyz. Our correspondent Robin Forrestier Walker says despite the government's efforts, there seems to be little security on the streets.
We have seen very little in the way of a military. We've seen a helicopter flying overhead a day or so ago, but we're not in the center of the city, and that's where, which is Kyrgyz controlled there, or Kyrgyz government controlled there, the center. In the Uzbek neighborhoods, all surrounding the main city center, you speak to the Uzbek residents there, and they are absolutely terrified of any military intervention, because they say the military have been perpetrating some of this violence.
For the first time, the International Committee of the Red Cross has condemned the siege of Gaza as breaking international law and called for Israel to lift its blockade of the Strip. Meanwhile, Israel has formed a committee to investigate the military's deadly attack on a Gaza-bound aid ship. It will be headed by a retired Supreme Court justice and will have 2 international observers who will examine the legality of the raid. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has convinced tribal and religious leaders in the southern province of Kandahar to support a major operation against the Taliban. Visiting the region on Sunday, he assured leaders that the crackdown was aimed at battling corruption and bad government as much as Taliban fighters. While 2 back-to-back explosions have ripped through a political rally in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. 5 people were killed and at least 75 are injured. The rally was organized by Christian groups who want the draft constitution scrapped over a clause on abortion and the continued recognition of Islamic courts. You can get more news on our website, aljazeera.net/English.